We
So, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Why? The voices tell you to watch the stream. They say watch, watch, watch. Do it. Alright guys, so just a small heads up in case you couldn't hear during that. Welcome to everyone who's watching live tonight, for new faces and old. So, hope you guys are doing well for this Monday night. It isn't going to be a long stream due to work on the following day, but I hope you guys are going to enjoy what we got for you. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. Now, what song is next?
And
Oh boy, it's your boy, Guzma! thumbs up if you're popping your head to Christmas theme. Now lower your hand if you're listening to the voice of the computer telling you to raise it. You have problems. Get out! I sing because I do it. Donate to stop. Does this mean I'm a real streamer? Yes! Dream come true! To those who know the tune, feel free to sing along. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, the time has hit 0. You know what that means? It's live stream time. We're back once again. So, let me just get our beloved little group on check. I think they're all right here. Oh, they're all on here. Let me just do this.
There.
I slide into your DMs, everybody. Hello!
Creep!
I was right!
I don't creep.
You crawl.
Shut up.
The creepy crawly.
I crawl into my... No. Anyway, guys.
Sneak. He speak.
Anyway, let's get this over with. So, what is up, guys? It's Brownie, the No Charge Gamers, charging you with joy with tonight's episode of Perception Check. You must have rolled high to find our quiet little stream tonight. So, as you all know... I'm working on it!
I thought it was good.
I love that little, like... Oh.
Alright, Bugsy Bunny.
Thank you. The puns aren't that bad. Anyway, so, before we get started with our tonight's story, let's at least go through our roles of tonight's episode. I am Brownie, and I will be your dungeon master for tonight. And joining us is our intrepid little heroes of Trilly, the female halfling, played by Aeon.
Hello.
We have Mugbeard, being played by Moonraven.
Hello.
We have Goldie, the dragon, played by Caitlin.
Sup, my dudes?
We have Zelion, the half-elf bard, being played by Dell.
Hello, I'm also a male.
Sorry.
You neglected it.
He's making that mistake. What?
Hashtag assume gender.
You mentioned Trilly's gender, but wasn't it mine?
I'm sorry, I'm new to this. It's been a while since we've done this. And last but not least, we have Magnus, the half-orc, being played by Chopper.
Yo!
Alright, so, how's everyone doing tonight, by the way? Viewers and players alike, how are we all doing?
Doing
Pretty
good.
good.
I will admit I am a bit tired.
I'm good.
Well,
Labor Day over here in the United States, so
Yeah.
I got the... Yeah.
Happy Labor Day, by the way, to all the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas me, Caitlin, and I believe Aeon as well, we don't have this.
I certainly don't.
No, and Mugbeard either.
Nope.
Yeah, so...
You can thank the unions for that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so let's get ourselves started. So, is everyone ready?
Mm-hmm.
Ready.
Alrighty then. So, let me just move that out the way so I can check on comments. Okay, so, let's quickly go over the recap of what happened last time.
We completely annihilated
Let me
Boro.
go. I'm the DM. Let me do this. Thank you. Thank you, Caitlin.
Welcome.
Have a cookie.
No.
All right. I think I've got my music. Nope, that's the wrong music. Sorry, I had this ready to go. I think this is our normal one. Sorry about this. There we go. There's our music. Okay, so last time, our intrepid heroes managed to make their way back from the ballista after a surprising encounter with one of the Black Pen members at the swamp. After a failed ambush attempt by one of the Black Pen members, the team realized that their hideout was in jeopardy and made their way back to Hope Key. Along the travels, they bumped into the guards as well as a couple of familiar faces to make their way back to the Broken Chalice Inn. As they made their way, with a few bumps in the road, shall we call them, they managed to all make their way safely there and to essentially infiltrate their own base to try and make sure that no harm had come to it. Successfully sneaking inside, the crew split up into different directions. Along their searches, Mugbeard and Magnus both decided to help themselves to a cask of beer for their own self-pleasure. Meanwhile,
Which we never got to drink. At least I never got to.
Whilst as the two frogged around with their find, Goldie managed to search the lower areas towards the base, and they managed to find, wrapped up within her room, Olga, the tavern's barmaid. Meanwhile, as Goldie successfully rescued our intrepid barmaid, both Trilly and Zelion made their way towards the rooms and successfully found, lying in wait, the perpetrator who had betrayed them at the very swamps that they had got the news from, Voro. Voro, successfully taking a nap and recharging his magic, getting ready to get out of there as best he possibly could, managed to successfully sneak in with the help of some lockpicking skills and some sneaky stealth over floorboards. The crew managed to meet up after getting Olga safely outside, and with a little bit of helpful persuasion, managed to get some extra information out of Voro. With a little bit of patience-wearing Finn, Marcus basically had the idea.
Echo.
I know what I said. Oh, Magnus, sorry, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, sorry. Magnus had the idea of completing some torture, which everyone agreed, much to
And it worked perfectly.
much to the bard's dismay, though.
Excuse me, I was the one that brought the beer out.
That's true, you did.
That's true.
Well, no, wait, I'm the one that did that.
Well, I had the idea.
You had the idea, I'm the one that lifted it in one go.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anywho, with a successful torturing in place with the help of everyone except the very quiet Mugbeard, Titanus, as well as Olga, watched as Voro's own partner, Marco, who had betrayed the side of the bandits and had teamed up now with our heroes, initiated the final blow, killing his own partner and former friend.
Oh, Polo.
Thank you. Thank you. Glad someone did it. But as the crowd gathered to wonder what exactly was going on, Titanus managed to proclaim to the town that everything was safe and everything was fine and there was no need to worry. As the captive audience all began to walk away, one lone figure waited to stay behind. A lone figure in a white robe and a beard that stretched as long to his kneecaps as possible.
Gandalf the White, is that you?
Wrong person.
You shall not roll!
Colonel Sanders, I'm a huge fan.
What did he cast? Fear. What's that? He's casting Cheeking? Anywho.
His finger looking good.
And with that, our story is kicking off with the crew, with our beloved team, all noticing this lone figure. In fact, I would like our heroes to make a perception check, please, right now.
Alright, I got
Perception, right?
Perception, yes.
I got a
that's all
+1
five,
perception. It's a
all
D20. It's a D20, right?
A D,
Yeah,
a
D20.
D20 and add your perception bonus if you have one.
Perception.
Do we add our
11. I'll take it.
Well?
Yes, if you have a proficiency in perception, yes, you do. Let's see.
Oh, get good, motherfucker.
17.
Get good, motherfucker.
I have a proficiency bonus of +2, so
Of course, Charlie.
D&D Beyond already
17.
calculates the proficiency bonuses for you.
Yeah, fair enough.
So-
I'm like, Marek? Oh, welcome, Pharaoh, to my Dungeons and Dragons session. We shall duel within every proportion, Pharaoh. Anyway, so, Zelion, let's see. So, we got Zelion with a 9, Magnus with an 11, Trilly and Goldie with a 17, and Mugbeard with an 11 as well. Okay.
okay. So wait, D&D Beyond already adds your proficiency bonus. I'm very confused.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
So I technically have lower than that.
Oh, fair enough. Oh, okay, fair enough. Oh, okay, fair enough.
Sorry, I'm very confused. I'm trying to make sense of this.
No, it's okay, it's okay. We'll work on this. It's been a while since we've done this. It's been 2 weeks. But anyway, so...
What matters is I got a low roll. I got a low roll.
So with Zelion, Magnus, and Mugbeard being slightly mesmerized by this sight...
I would say they would be drinking beer.
I wouldn't say they're drinking. I'd say they're just a little bit of a distance. Whereas Trilly and Goldie being slightly closer, you get a better look at this figure. The figure is, as I mentioned before, is dressed in a long white robe. The robe is covering the entire of his body, and you can't see anything. There's no sign of hands, no sign of shoes, no sign of anything else, no sign of even under his clothes. He's just there with his hands locked in between his sleeves. He's essentially looking like he's crossed his arms, and all you just see besides that is the robe is laced in a red line fabric. It goes all the way around the hood, down across the sleeves, and all the way down the robe. And you see on the bottom, because you both rolled so high, you both see on the bottom a picture of a dragon head on both the lower parts. They're facing inwards towards the open sash, and they're stitched in a gold stitching. And just as the heads up, the beard is a long white beard with little bits of grey hair in between. And as the
Hey, old man, if you're here for show, then I'm afraid it's over now.
I kind of put my hand over my eyes.
I could sing for you.
No.
The figure just looks over all of you and looks over at Titanus, who's still in the cart close by. Looks over at Marco, who's obviously still looking a little bit tense after obviously what he's just done, and over at the halfling who's yet to respond, just to get a good look at all of you to start off with. He then slowly begins to walk forward, his arms still locked in place, and he begins to walk closer. And as he walks, you can hear this really heavy footsteps, and as you can see the figure getting closer, can I have Trilly and Goldie to make another perception check, please?
Alright. Watch me get a shit number. Keeps his gold hands.
Yeah, okay, Mugbeard's getting ready, that's fine, that's good to know.
Can I raise my shield?
No, oh dear.
Oh
dear. A 6 and a natural 1. Oh,
wow.
He looks so friendly.
Everything's back to normal, I see.
As the figure is walking towards you, the sound of the footsteps is slightly distracting and slightly scary, as you do notice that the figure, as it gets closer, is actually getting taller and taller.
Is it me, or is it guy just getting bigger and bigger the closer he gets.
Oh my
I get
god, the
paranormal
town's
perception?
shrinking!
I thought I was just drunk.
Honey, I shrunk the town.
Honestly, everyone's small
unless
compared to me.
Unless Trilly's getting smaller.
Okay, he's actually gonna make a perception check. Okay. So as he walks, he continues to do it, and you see his hands begin to move out from his sleeves, and you can just see amongst them. You see long, beast-like hands. They begin to come out, and they're sort of covered in the same hairs as the beard. And they begin to pull out the sleeve, and you see one hand go down to his side, and another hand holding up as if he's trying to indicate a stop motion.
Can I raise my shield?
If you want to raise a shield.
I'll raise my shield.
Who are you? And why are you here?
The figure then just looks over at Goldie for a brief moment, and then back at the group. And it's then that you hear a slightly gruff... Okay, Magnus, preparing this up there. Okay. You see the figure then come another 2 steps towards you, and then you just hear from him, "Do not be afraid, my young friends. I bear you no harm."
Okay, I relax.
Are you?
I'm still
well,
suspicious.
You didn't really answer my question. Who are you, and why are you here?
And why are you so big?
Truly asking the important questions.
Yep.
All the good ones were taken.
I want to lift Trilly up, so Trilly can actually feel a bit taller.
Okay.
How tall? Wait, Magnus. Not Magnus. Not
okay,
Magnus.
Mugbeard,
Mugbeard, how tall are you?
That's a good question.
How about you both stand on my shoulders?
you guys gonna pull out a trench coat next?
Yeah. Yeah, the 6'6" tall half-orc.
Okay, so the figure slowly begins to walk just a bit more, and he begins to lower the hand down. Please, I apologize. I should properly introduce myself. And just as he put his hands on his hood, he pulls it back, and as it pulls back, you begin to see the face attached to the beard is this beast-like face. It's sort of a brown furred state. It's actually different than what the beard is, but the beast is sort of painted brown with a slightly smooth set of hair going around him, almost like a bald patch. If you think like how monks in like traditional things have the hair that goes around them and that bald patch in the middle, that is essentially what they've got. He basically has that sort of head. He then sort of pulls it back and he goes, "Master Titanus, it has been a while, hasn't it?" And it's then that you see Titanus' eyes widen, and he jumps off the cart, and he's a little surprised at first, but then he just sort of covers his mouth and then just sighs like, "Fern, you have to stop scaring us like that."
I would lower my shield. Like, you know this guy?
Well, it wasn't really scaring me. I'm just more than confused.
I do know this guy. You see, okay, Raven. So Titanus sort of looks over at you and goes, "I do know this guy. He was actually the one I was actually going to take you guys to visit. This is Fern. He works at the Tasty Tomes magic shop."
Why is it called the Tasty Tomes?
Very good question.
It's called the Tasty Tomes because I know of people who have a thirst for knowledge. I am simply just a curator who abides by the whims of the public and just provides what they want to know as best I can. I mean...
So you're a wizard?
A warlock, to be specific.
Wizards, warlocks, witches, they're all the same to me. You're
cleric.
magic words.
And Titanus just sort of looks over you, Goldie, and sort of with a bit of a... For the first time in a while, he actually goes back to a similar state he was a couple of days ago, when you had the little argument back in the base, and he goes, Goldie, I know you want to get the answers and things, but this is somebody you do not mock. Seriously, you really do not know who this guy is.
Nope, and until he tells me, I probably don't care.
I don't care anyway.
So,
Let me go to the bar.
I just kind of look over. Fern, or was it Vern?
Fern, F-E-R-N-E.
Kind of look over Fern, trying to figure out what race he is, because.
Okay. Make a nature check.
It's obvious what race he is. He's a furry.
Jesus Christ.
I'm gonna make a nature check anyway.
Okay, 16. Okay. You only know of this by a name, but this is your first time you've seen him. This is a furbog.
A what now?
What?
A furbog. A furbog, just for clarity, is a nature-born creature. The creature is basically some of the tallest creatures, rivaling towards like half-orcs and giants. They essentially stand almost similar eye level to the two. But sometimes they do a bit higher. They are mostly sort of, with their beast-like face, they sort of have a face that's similar to like a bull, but they sometimes have horns that sort of stick out of their head like a deer, but some of them do tend to cut them off once they reach a certain age. They're mostly peacekeepers and mostly people who do not, and creatures who do not get involved in fights. But if they do get involved in fights, they tend to use the powers of nature on their side and are very, very powerful with it. Because they can,
Awesome.
They can command animals, they can command insects, they can command birds. They essentially are like an animal whisperer, but they give them some major, major attack prowess.
So a tree hugger.
Kind of just staring on it for. I'm just like, this guy's a furbog. I'm kind of speechless. I've never actually seen any of your kind before, Fern.
He sort of bends down and looks over all of you. And you must inquire that this is the first time I've seen a slightly mixed group from out of town. Tell me. And he looks over at the slightly pierced body of Voro, who's obviously still on the ground. Just so you know, the body of Voro right now is currently lying in the middle of the street. He's got one hand on his chest, and the arrow is pierced right through the center of his forehead. And it's still there, and you can still see a little bit of the blood gushing out a bit.
Yeah, he's
I
fine.
can imagine
He's
he's
fine.
quite burnt.
Yeah, he'll be great. He'll be good in the morning.
So tell me, what happened with him?
Oh.
Long story.
Oh,
away.
nothing that concerns you.
It was an internal matter that we took care of quite brilliantly, if I don't say so myself.
I know, we took care of that quite nicely.
Yeah, this'll
Pretty
teach him.
Yeah.
Retrieve the dagger from the wall.
He'll remember this for the rest of his life.
It's very short life.
You just
I'm hoping that he's suffering right now.
Somewhere.
Truly. Go retrieve the dagger from the wall. Okay, fair enough, Zelion. So as he does this, he looks over at you and then just nods, and then he's actually going to do something first. Let's see, 1 second. Okay.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it is when it's an 18 plus 5.
And what is he gonna do?
So
He's slapping me.
He sort of glances over all of you again, just to see his, and then his eyes glance over at Trilly.
Oh no.
he looks over and he raises his giant hand, and you see him begin to point towards Trilly. You have something within your possession, something incredibly powerful.
Oh yeah, I was gonna tell you about. I was gonna inquire about that Trilly.
I thought you said you didn't have it.
He did. He was lying.
Well, he's a female.
Really?
She was lying. But sadly, Trilly lies about as good as Zillion.
So
Could have fooled me.
It did me too.
It's just because you two are idiots.
I didn't even say anything.
Well, to be fair, yes, I did, but Voro was the one I didn't want to tell, so...
Then what do you have? Will you show me?
Wait. Do we even trust this guy?
You can make an insight check if you'd like, Magnus.
I'll do an insight check.
Okay, make an insight check.
And I have...
To those who are watching this, how are you guys enjoying the show? Feel free to react in the comments, by the way, if you have your speculations.
Okay.
21. Okay.
Mugbeard knows.
as you okay.
14.
Oh, Mugbeard with a 21. Magnus with a 14. Okay. I can tell you with Magnus, you look over, you can tell that he hasn't shown any malicious intent, so you are wary of him. Mugbeard, you can tell by looking at him and his actions, he actually does not show any signs of a bad body on him. He has no malicious stare in him. He has no dark energy or anything like that. He is generally standing there with a gentle concern on his face.
Okay, I trust him. This guy's alright, Magnus, and I pat Magnus on his shoulder if I can reach down.
You're wait. Unless you're standing on top of something, you're not gonna get it.
Lower back. Yeah, there we go.
That works. So you touched my ass. Got it.
Yes.
You just see Titanus and Olga just sort of blink rather confused and curiously alike.
Mugbeard, I didn't know you were into that, mate.
You don't know a lot about me.
I hope you
We
two
said
are
before
okay.
this session, no stupid shit.
It's this session. Of course, there's gonna be stupid shit.
You're right.
Why do you
I hope
expect
you two will
anything
be
less?
very happy together.
Yes.
You just see Fern just sort of chuckle, and then he goes, "Don't worry, I understand the concern. Being a creature of giant size, your concern for someone is, shall we say, big as me. But I promise you, I have no malicious intent. If it helps, I can prove it."
Bye.
Go on then.
It's then that he takes a step back and he pulls off his entire cloak, and you can see underneath him his attire of a leather green jacket, and you can see that also behind it, hidden behind his back and the cape, there is a slightly worn out brown cloak. Oh, that's a bit loud. Sorry about that. That's a bit loud. There we go. That's a bit better. You also, so you see this brown cloak. You also see the rest of him, and you can see amongst his entire body, he has no weapons at all. There is no sign of any swords or staffs or anything along those lines. He is generally standing there, literally weaponless.
Who
He's a
needs
warlock.
weapons with hands like those?
Warlock, I don't think he has any need for weapons.
Nope.
Am I correct?
You are indeed correct, for I am a warlock. I rely more on my magic more than a simple weapon. But I understand you still do not trust me, but I understand your concern. And it's then Titanus just walks up and goes, don't worry. To be honest, I wanted to keep this a secret just in case anyone was watching or listening, but Fern is the one who warned me about the Black Pen's return.
Oh.
So he's the reason I got recruited in the first place.
Correct. He's the reason all of you are here. You may not know it, but according to Fern, he has met every single one of you on your travels.
I think I'd have remembered someone that big.
Unless he can turn into a tree. I haven't met him before.
This is my first time seeing a furball. How is that possible?
I was probably drunk.
You were definitely drunk.
I think I would have remembered.
I don't drink.
How?
Well, okay. Well, if you guys don't believe it, you guys can make an insight check if you'd like.
I'll take an inside check. Yeah.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Everyone's so worried. That music.
Okay, insight check.
Fight
Plus
for
3.
Mugbeard. Yeah, you were drunk.
Nope.
Oh, I got insight. plus
Insight
4.
is +1. All right.
So, Zelion with a 17. Goldie
Oh!
with 18. Magnus with a natural 20. Okay.
Yes! I'm
Okay.
back, baby!
All right. Chopper, you're getting some private information. So Chopper gets some private
Wait a
information.
minute, don't I get some private information? Well, you got me and,
No, because Chopper got the highest one. Chopper technically
Yes!
gets it.
You fucker.
That
But
Chopper, your fucking 20s are coming back.
I'm back, baby!
okay, so Chopper, I am sending to you this as a private message on Discord.
I'm already waiting up for it.
Can't believe that fucking shit.
It's back!
Your fucking 20s are back.
Seriously. Okay, what about the rest of us? Okay, we like some backstory here.
We know
we
nothing.
can't because we don't have. We're not.
You
super masters like him.
guys didn't get the highest. It was the idea is this is going to the highest one.
Oh, he can share.
Well,
Well, no,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
why did we all have to roll an insight check?
thank you,
To
Brownie.
see who could get the highest.
Yeah,
that
to
was
see
the
who could
game.
get the highest and see, because you guys were finding out if he was telling the truth. So obviously, we need to find out which one of you is going to be the one who basically says if he is or isn't. So, okay. Did you get it, Chopper?
I walk forward to him and stare him dead in the eyes.
He just looks down into you with his dark brown eyes, and he just looks at you, and you see a slight smile form on his face.
I have seen you before. Your
Wait,
eyes.
Can I?
Where have I seen them before? Where have I seen those eyes before?
Perhaps
You know him.
I don't know where, but I have seen I feel like I've seen them before. Honestly, I don't know. I think he's telling the truth.
I'm pretty sure I would remember him.
That doesn't explain the rest of us.
Then
No, it
perhaps
doesn't.
Perhaps it's better if I show you. Please, come with me. There is something we need to discuss.
All right,
Will you guys follow him?
I'll follow him just to get
Yep.
to the bottom of where I have seen his damn eyes before.
Okay, what about the rest of you? Are you all following?
Mugbeers follows him,
Okay.
and I take the keg of beer with me. So
Is it full of
Okay.
blood?
Mugbeard, make a strength check, please.
nope.
No,
Nope.
no. The barrel is still too heavy, even though...
Can I get a strength check to help him out with it?
If you want to. You can either roll your own or give Mugbeard another roll.
I'll roll another one.
Okay.
I'll just take a mug and scoop some beer out.
I have a
and just
plus
walk.
3 strength.
Alright, while that's going on, Zelion, Trilly, and Goldie, what are you three doing?
A 13.
13. Okay. You managed to drag it a good couple of, you managed to drag it a good little bit. You can't exactly lift it because of your because of your time with the Voro and stuff like that. It sort of drained you a tiny bit. but you can still at least pick it up a little bit, but not enough to fully feel comfortable with it.
Hey, Marco, could you help me out with this?
Wait, I'm gonna try it, and if I get a low number, just ignore me.
Okay. Are you gonna try to help him out?
Yeah.
Okay.
I cannot believe we're dragging a cask.
Well, never mind then.
You sort of offer to help, but your claws can't seem to grip the barrel, even though you have your sharp talons. You can't seem to get into it enough.
Whoops,
What is this barrel made of?
Guess you're gonna have to leave it here then.
All right.
Okay. Please.
Okay.
And you just see Fern sort of sigh a little bit. I know you have your desire to drink, but please, this is of a grave importance.
All right.
Can you bring it with you? You're strong and big.
Pretty much, nowadays, pretty much everything you weird creatures talk about is grave urgency. So let's just get this over with.
It's like they're coming out of the woodwork.
Jeez. No, get out.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba. You just see a bard in the corner just going do-do-do-do-do-do. So Trilly, Zelion, what are you two doing?
To follow, but not before stopping a bit and kind of glancing back at Voro's body, just kind of of how this could have gone.
We're certain he's dead, right?
No, he's been burnt alive and got an arrow through his head. I'm pretty sure he's dead.
All right, good.
Really?
Well, as you're having this conversation, Olga and Titanus jump off the cart, and you see Marco sort of helping Olga down despite the recent kidnapping, and just looks over at you. Go with him. We'll clean up this mess.
All right.
Actually, I want to help.
Okay, if you want to stay and help, go ahead. It's up to you.
Yep.
Okay, so go. So the rest of you are going with Fern, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm gonna just follow them. I just need time away from here right now.
I understand. Go. Don't worry. Fern is trustworthy. Just go clear your head, and later we'll all have a drink or two. We might as well at least honor this day at least.
And then go follow Fern. Go follow Fern.
Okay.
Have fun with the weird big dude.
Okay. So as this is going on, so
What about Trilly?
Trilly,
Trilly.
you following suit, yeah?
Trilly is also going to follow after Fern, but sticking close to Zelion because, frankly, the big guy unnerves her a bit.
Okay, that's fair enough. So, as you guys walk on, you turn your eyes backwards and you see Goldie obviously standing there. She's sort of got the smile and a sort of wave as she's sort of seeing you guys off. And then sort of Titanus does the same thing, just has a wave and just says, don't worry, we'll see you guys back. I promise.
Bye.
Okay, so as you guys are following Fern, you see a couple of the townspeople looking over at you and seeing this ginormous fur bog, obviously leading you towards the center of the center of Hope Key. Let me just get my beloved little pen here. All hail the pen! Hail the pen, people! Hail the pen!
Hail, Satan.
Hail! Hail, Satan!
Oh, hail the pen!
No.
Anywho, so you move obviously from Hope Key, and he leads you. If you can see this, he leads you towards the center. And as you guys are making your way to the center, with obviously everyone watching, he then turns to you and goes, "Do not worry. I understand that this is scary, but I need to ask you all a question. What do you all know of the questionable race?"
Nothing.
Nothing.
I kind of contemplate that for a moment. Can I do a history check?
Make a history check.
Questionable?
Here, hold up. History plus 6.
6? Oh, jeez. Oh, 8.
Wow.
8.
Wow. Okay,
You-
history.
Well, we've been there before.
You know it happened.
But I know it happened.
Oh.
10.
And Tobin. So you know it happened. Mugbeard, you obviously are about the same, but you at least recall from your training as a monk that there was supposedly some evil presence that occurred, but you aren't too familiar with the details. Probably because you were starting your drinking days at the point of that lesson.
I know nothing. Literally, I rolled a 2 and I have a -1 in history.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. You begin to question exactly what the questionable race is. In fact, you warn yourself so much that you probably don't even realize which town you're in right now. So he sort of just sighs a little and goes, "That's understandable. Everyone's pretty much the same. But wait, what happened to Chopper?"
No, I actually hit the wrong button. I'm back to back in.
Great job, man.
Okay. He then sort of sighs a little bit, and he just goes, "Okay, follow me. There's something you all really need to see then." So will you guys follow?
Yes.
Yes.
Following.
Okay. So
Okay.
he leads you backwards towards the center, and he leads you for roughly about 30 minutes walk from here, and he leads you down this little aisle, this pathway here, and he takes you to this small little cul-de-sac area. And in this cul-de-sac area, it's quite a darkened area. There's basically probably about 2 street lamps that are only just lit up right now due to some of the solar guard who are just setting up the lights. They look over at the group and just sort of give a nod to all of you and such, and they just jump down and just sort of carry on their way. And then Fern just turns over to you and goes, "Welcome, my friends, to my humble shop." And with a wave of his hand and then a simple clap of his hands, you see the building on the left light up in this sort of luminous sort of style glow, as if it was trying to stand out before you all. The glow,
Ooh.
because of this area, not many people really see it, as this sort of area is quite shady and some of the buildings are worn down, but the Tasty Tomes building is sort of the only functional building in this place.
Right.
Does the sign look like a book with a tongue sticking out?
I need to go back a bit on this one. The book, the sign that you see. Yeah, here it is. The sign simply reads "Tasty Tomes" with the T's written in with a red paint, and the rest of the wording in a black font. And hanging off it, you see a picture of a large chalice with what looks like a book being hung above it, and little drops of water coming off it into the chalice. It's essentially like as if someone was squeezing it like a lemon, putting it into this cup.
Oh, that's interesting.
Nice area you live in?
Thank you. As a man of peace, it's best if I have my, privacy. Now please, come with me.
Winnable.
And he sort of just pushes against this large wooden oak door, and you just hear this. It's obvious that the door really hasn't been oiled or checked on lately, but this is a store that doesn't really get many visitors. And he just sort of begins to walk inside into this thing and just claps his hands again, and the inside lights up. So what are you guys doing?
I follow him in.
I also follow him in.
Shrilly sticks by Zillian's side.
I compliment him on his lighting scheme. Really fancy.
He just looks over at you and just goes, "Thank you. It takes a bit of magic to do something like this, but that's for another day." And he leads so as you step inside, you see this inside area. it sort of looks like a giant library from the inside, sort of, with like 3 different floors on it filled with books and scrolls, and there's a couple of artifacts scattered around, and you can see just as you enter the door, there is a large wooden desk. And this desk looks like it's sort of like a work desk, like people could sit down, they could write something, read something, that sort of thing. But he sort of walks onwards, and he walks to the counter area that is basically towards the back corner of the shop. It's essentially sort of like, if you think of like a standard rectangle, he's over on the far right corner where this counter is. And with a simple little wave of his fingertip, he actually opens up one of the latches on the side and walks through. This way, please.
All right, that was creepy, but I'm following you anyway.
I'm going to follow as well, just kind of surveying my surroundings as I do.
Okay. As you look around, you can see that this place, despite not getting many people for its shady area, it does look like it's surprisingly well kept. There's a couple of dust on a couple of old books and scrolls and things, but it still looks like that at least some people do at least come by to take a look at this place.
As I look around, I'm in a way reminded of the lady who runs the Chimera's Talons. And I just kind of get myself. This doesn't seem to get a lot of business, does it?
Well, my place is not so much business, but more a free knowledge for those who acquire it. It's thanks to Titanus that I have this place, though, but I should probably explain exactly why I called you all here. So he sort of gets behind his counter, and you can see that his counter sort of actually goes to just up to his waist, but he still has this towering presence over the rest of it, and he just sort of leans into the counter a little bit. Now, little halfling, what is this item that you have?
I don't know what it actually does, but and Trilly will pull out the wondrous figurine, the sort of a silver raven, and I guess stretch up to set it on the counter.
Okay. So you lift it up, and with your size, you can just about reach it as you stand on your tiptoes. You put the statue on there, and as it hits the counter, as you try to adjust it, you hear this. It's actually really quite heavy.
All I know is that it's got winged voice written on the underside, and when you say it, the statue glows, but I don't know what else it does.
As you said winged voice, though, the statue faintly glows. Not as much as it did before, but then it goes dim afterwards. Sort of Fern looks over it briefly. You can then see he reaches down into his desk and pulls out this sort of monocle. It's sort of like what the rich people sort of have, but you can see him placing it on his over his right eye, and it glances over it, and you can just about see as he looks over the statue, there is a little twinkle that appears in the monocle. It glances over, and he then sort of pulls the monocle away, and then slightly takes a step back.
Seen this monocle? Have I seen a monocle like this before?
You can make a history check if you'd like.
I'm only asking because I know that the lady who runs the Chimera's Talon had a monocle.
In that case, yeah, it is actually the same monocle.
My eyes widen a bit.
He then sort of looks over and says, This is actually quite fascinating. Where did you get this?
Internet.
We found it in a
Actually, I think
chest
he's talking
in
to
a
you.
wall, I think?
I think he's talking to you, Trilly.
We're sort of talking to whoever, basically. But yeah, you found it in a wall. Well, not to be rude, that's quite specific. Is there any more details?
Found it in a chest. We found it in a chest in the wall. Oh, and I
What was
kind
that
of
place
hope.
called again?
What?
What was that castle
Oh,
abandoned fort called again?
The place?
Yes.
It was the Baluster,
So-
the Baluster of Corum.
Yes, the Baluster.
Colom.
Oh, I remember now. We found it at the Baluster of Corum.
The Baluster of Corum.
Yeah, we did, and we also kind of we found quite a few things. I kind of lift up my wrist to show off the ring that I found in the chest. That was also in the chest.
He sort of looks over this. So this was found in the chest, and you can see his giant hand compared to this ring is only about half the size of the palm of his hand.
I take it off and let him inspect it further.
Okay. So as he looks over the palm of his hand, he looks over it with the monocle again. You see the twinkle once again appear on the monocle. He then puts it down on the table, and he then looks over and goes, You have all found something really incredible with these two. This ring, for the starter, this ring is a powerful artifact. If
Really?
you manage to strike an enemy. In fact, hold on 1 second. Because I've been waiting for this, I have the information! Okay. Should be... Here it is. Okay. Sorry, I've been waiting for this information. I've been waiting all while for this. Okay. Right. So, let me see. I have my book here. By the way, how's everyone doing?
I'm good.
We're all doing great. We're all doing fine.
Doing fine.
All right.
Okay. So, in that case, so he looks over at you first, Zelion. And he sort of goes, well, what you have here is a mighty little artifact. You attach this to your weapon, and if you strike an enemy right where they are the most vulnerable, you can hit them right where it hurts. And in fact, Del, I'm actually going to private message you exactly what this does.
Okay. Oh, alrighty. Interesting.
Yep, let me do this.
Can I mention the gold I found?
If you want to mention the gold you found, go ahead.
I also found about 150 gold pieces.
Yeah, you're not sharing it with the rest of us.
He just looks over and goes,
I told you I'd buy you drinks.
well, that's just common gold.
All right, Mugbeard, you're limited to 2 drinks. You have to buy the rest yourself.
Okay, give me 1 second. I am just getting the information here for Adele.
Is this an official item that I can?
This is an official item. In fact, if you can add this on Beyond, go ahead. You have found what's called a vicious weapon.
That isn't. I think that isn't the.
Okay,
Yeah.
a vicious
Yes.
weapon.
To be specific, what it does, now this little artifact, she can attach this to a weapon, and if you get a natural 20, not only do you get the result of the natural 20, but you also get an additional 7 points of damage added to the attack once you've finished.
Jesus.
What is this even? So what is this item called?
It's literally called a vicious weapon.
What? It doesn't seem to appear in my.
I'll give you 100 gold for it.
No, I grab the ring back and put it around my wrist.
Just be aware that only works if you attach it to your weapon. You can attach it with some rope or some string or just something that keeps it in place.
Okay, so vicious weapon. Crit. Okay, Chris. Seriously, do I need to buy this off of
I think you might have to, or if anything, I will buy it so that way it's passed on to everybody. So we'll do that after the session.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then he looks over at the statue. And he puts his hands over it and looks over. Maybe it's better if I show you what this does.
Okay.
And he puts his giant hands over the head. And you see him close his eyes, and then he begins to whisper. Winged voice. Winged voice. Winged voice. Winged voice! And he gets louder and louder with each one. And as he's saying this, the glow intensifies on the statue. It glows and glows, and on the fourth one, when he opens his eyes and it says the loudest of it, the statue then engulfs itself in a sort of blackish in a blackish light. You can still see it, but then when the light fades, you actually see a raven. A raven.
Ooh.
Live in the flesh.
Call a moon.
Witchcraft!
Whoa!
What you have found here is what's called it's actually known as it's an animal statue. This is a simple silver raven statue. They enchanted these a couple of 100 years ago. These statues, they're known to be the stealthiest form of messenger service that you could actually find. To be specific, what you have found, Trilly, which I have this here for you as well. Let me get my beloved. Let me take a book. A book look. Is it a book look, people? Come on, where are you? I know you. I had you right here. You walking pile of. There you are. Okay, so what you have exactly found, Trilly, with that is what's known as a figurine of wondrous power.
Okay.
To be specific, what it does, so you guys know exactly what it is, the Silver Raven. The most common of the statues that can be found, but still are quite hard to find with certain places. The silver statuette of a raven can become a raven for 12 hours once you have released it. Once you have used, you cannot use this again for 2 days after it has passed. While it is in raven form, the figurine will allow you to use the animal messenger spell at will. Meaning you have yourself an animal messenger service that basically means you don't have to expel a spell slot to use it. So that raven now has a 12-hour flight time, could go anywhere for 12 hours basically. This, I believe, is what they used in the past to send messages between the members of the Black Pen and other things as well.
Explains why they were trying to go to the whatever the hell that fort was called.
The Baluster of Column.
Yeah, the Baluster. It explains why they're trying to go to the Baluster.
Yeah. In fact,
Yeah.
Trilly, I need you to make a perception check, please.
One perception check coming up.
Let's see how this goes.
19, not bad.
19, okay. So
You know, 19?
So as you
Actually, it's really good. Really, really
yeah,
good.
as your eyes look over the statue, you look over it, and as you look, you notice on the bottom of its on its left leg that there is actually a piece of paper.
I think this might be second hand. Trilly will remove the piece of paper from the leg and examine it.
Okay. So as you examine it, the paper is really worn out. You can tell that this thing has been around for a good few amount of years. But as you look over it, you notice on the paper a familiar symbol. The symbol of the Black Pen. Sorry for the sound effects, it's part of the music. So as you look over the note as well, do you unravel it?
Very carefully.
Okay. So as you slowly unravel the note, and everyone's eyes are watching over you at this point, the note unravels, and you see written on it a message. And the message reads as following, for those who wish to pay attention to this. Let me back to my page again. Yep, I'm gonna go back to this again. Okay.
For a group called the Black Pen, they've got really bad handwriting. Give me a moment.
Fuck you! Fuck you, half pint!
That's racist.
Yeah, in a nearby town, you have this weird feeling. You just hear one of the Black Pen members go, "It's you! I think someone's talking about me."
Yes, batting.
So on the piece of paper, you see the following 6 names: Azzy, Kalu, that's C-A-L-U-X, Esto, E-S-T-O, Porim, P-O-R-I-M, Strongfelt, as it said, and Catalyst.
Second one again?
Second one is Kalu, C-A-L-U-X.
Ooh, wait. I kind of Okay,
What
so
was the
wait,
first
that
one
out
again,
loud.
sorry?
Okay, so I'll read them again, just so you know. The 6 names, if it helps if I read this here. There are 3 names that are grouped together with a black circle. They are Azzy, A-Z-I, Kalu, C-A-L-U-X, and Esto, E-S-T-O. And next to it, with a blue circle circled around them, there is the following 3 names here. Porim, P-O-R-I-M. That's M for mother.
Porim, not Porin.
Porim. That's how it's pronounced. Porim is how I got it here. Catalyst. That's spelled exactly as you think it's spelled. And Strongfelt.
One of those sounds familiar. I don't know where.
Trilly, do you read the names out?
Azzy. Hold up. That I kind of think back to what Voro said. Is this shards?
You just see Fern look over at you and goes, "I think you may be correct. After all, Titanus does have the shard of Azzy."
Ah!
He then sort of takes a step back and goes, "So it looks like they're still at it."
Wait, still?
Yeah, what do you mean by still?
He just sort of gasps a little, realizing he said that last bit out loud, and just sighs heavily. "Okay. I suppose it's best if I filled you in exactly. But to explain the scenario, I'm sure... What do you know of what those guys were after with these shards? Do you even know what the shard of Azzy is?"
They said they were dragon shards, didn't they?
Main dragon spirits, I think.
Not just dragon spirits. Real live dragons house within them.
What?
And with that, he bends down and he begins to rummage through under his desk, and he pulls out this small book. Compared to his size, it's small, but then he sets the book down on the table. By the way, is everyone enjoying this so far?
Yes, so far.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Wait a second.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to distract. So, he sets the book down, and he opens it up. To you guys, it's normal size. To Magnus, it's slightly smaller. Obviously, to the Furbolg, it's bigger. He's much bigger to it. But anyway, he basically pulls out this book, and the book reads just one word. Terror. And that's terror as in terror to face. Terror. That terror.
We're doing error.
During that, and so he opens the book and goes, perhaps it's best if I explain from the beginning what these are. I kind of wished your friend was here, because she would have been happy to know about one of these.
I'm sure we can fill her in.
Yes, we can definitely
Wait.
kill her in.
Fill who in?
Goldie.
You just hear this voice from the other side down, like, who? I think she's talking about us. All right.
Oh.
Sorry.
All right.
She's caught us up again.
Who keeps saying this? But if at that point he actually goes, one moment. And with that, he actually taps on the raven slowly and actually attaches a note. And goes, little halfling, could you send this to the broken chalice for me? Oh wait. And then he begins to write the notes and goes, I forgot, it goes to the one who summoned the call, so will you excuse me if I do this?
Help yourself?
Okay. And with that, he places two of his large fingers on the raven's head, who's just there, just casually just looking around the room. And he just goes up to goes, the broken chalice in, Hope Key. And as he removes his fingers, the bird's wings flap up, almost like he's spreading his head, and he pushes down the flap itself, and he jets straight out of the door, so literally whooshing by Mugbeard in the process.
Hey,
That's pretty nifty.
That is pretty cool.
I need more beer. Do you have beer?
Um,
No.
Not
That-
with me, I'm afraid, but this is important, so maybe it's best if you stay sober for just a moment.
Okay.
Okay.
That figurine's got a range of about 12 hours, you said.
Yes. So basically how it works, so you know truly how it works is, from the moment it is unleashed from the statue, it lasts for 12 hours. After 12 hours, it reverts back to a statue, and it cannot be used again for 2 days.
So that means someone from the Black Pen is within 12 hours of Hoki.
Oh, no. Basically, it's saying it got released because of what Fern's done. Because Fern is the one who unleashed the raven from the statue at that point. The statue technically belongs to him, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So it's listening to Fern right now. After 12 hours, it will go back to a statue, and then whoever releases it from the statue at that point will get control of the raven next. So obviously that goes for anyone else and such. But anyway, so at this point, just for the sake of this, as this is going on, meanwhile back at the Golden Chalice, Broken Chalice, fucking hell. I'm thinking of Golden Chalice. I'm back to, I was because Goldie's there.
The Golden Chalice, the rival tavern to the Broken Chalice.
Curse you! Anyway, so as this is going on, so meanwhile, Titanus, Olga, and Goldie, as well as Marco, are all there sort of. You guys have managed to sort of bring in the dead body of Voro out of the streets just for the sake of hiding it from the plain sight. And you have just put the dead body in the back of the if you remember that next to the base there was another door that leads to the back.
Yes.
Yeah, it's essentially just put it round the back area, which is essentially enclosed off to everyone else in the public except for those who work behind. Think of it as like a back area for like people to relax, restrain. I suppose if you look at it in a modern context, think of it like a smoking area. You just go out there, just do fuck all. But anywho, so as this is going on, Titanus just sort of sort of wipes the sweat from his brow and just looks over and such. Jeez. How much more of this shit do we have to deal with in the past few days?
Yeah, I mean, I bet you deal with this type of stuff all the time, Titanus. You should be used to it.
Just sort of
Agree.
He just sort of chickles a bit. Not really. To be honest, this is the first time it's something to scale. Normally, a few times before, it's been like a couple of bandit attacks, just like, you know, attacking civilians, some being dead, some being alive and wounded, so we get them out. I have never done anything on this scale before.
I actually thought it was quite easy.
Well, that's the reason I brought you guys all here. Speaking of which, though, are you sure you didn't want to go with them?
Not really. I think I had enough of talking about prophecies and going on stupid quests as much as for a lifetime now.
I don't blame you. If it's anything else, I think what we'll do is we'll wait for them to get back, and we'll all discuss what we want to do for the next stage from there. Whether we all band up, or we all disband, or whatever else. I think that's probably the best thing we can do.
Well, I know what I'm doing.
Guessing you still want to get the heck out of here?
That and to go after the Black Pen. After all, Voro told us his leader's location. Well, most of them anyway. And I'm going to find them and put an end to this. So that way I can have revenge for them destroying my clan.
I don't blame you. I really don't. But just take it from me as just some caution from someone who's wary about you. Just be careful that revenge doesn't cloud you too much. Because chances are, once you are finished with revenge, it will leave you quite empty, and it might not know what to do from there. So just try to stay as clear as you possibly can. If you lose your way, the worst could happen, and I don't think anybody would want to see that. At that point, just beforehand, there's this fluttering noise coming from the door, and you just hear Olga going, "Shoo! Shoo! Get out of here, you annoying little pest!" And you just see this black raven just constantly going, "Ah! Ah! Ah! Ah!"
It's okay, let it in.
Wait, Mugbeard, you're not there.
Raven. Moonraven, though.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, who's Moonraven? Shit!
God damn it.
Shit! Damn it, I did it again! Anyway, so this raven just sort of flaps around and says, you see Olga just sort of whack the bottom of the bird, and the small piece of paper begins to float down towards the door.
Wait, is that a piece of paper?
Olga just sort of stops and looks down. Huh. Picks it up and just sort of looks up and she unravels it and goes, "It's a message for you, Goldie."
Huh. By who?
From the looks of it. I'd say, judging from the size of this, I'd say it's come from Vern.
Oh boy, just when I thought I was going to have a break from the whole prophecy thing. Alright, what does it say?
Okay, so you're going to have a look at it?
Yeah.
Okay, then private info for Caitlin!
Wait, aren't you going to tell the others what it is?
Oh no, you're by yourself. These guys can't tell what it is yet.
Oh.
This is specifically for you. Wow, private info's galore all of a sudden here.
Yeah, we can't read it all the way from the shop.
Yeah, it's not
Down.
like... Yeah.
I mean, I could try rolling perception for that, but I don't think I'm going to get it.
I don't think a natural 20 is going to do anything, not unless you suddenly have Ultra Instinct.
Whee!
Challenge accepted.
I love to drink at the
Wait, is he
fixed
actually doing
chalice.
it? I'd love to drink at the fixed chalice. 16.
No, can't see it.
No, you look at a lot of books.
Okay, are we still on Goldie?
Yep. Okay. I have sent you the message, Caitlin.
Oh, that.
Still don't have info. I still don't have the info about my ring scent.
Oh, that absolute. That absolute furry.
So you just see Titanus just look over and such. What does it say?
Oh, you know, something that I wish you told me before I said no. Gives him the note.
He sort of looks over it briefly and goes. He just sort of chuckles and goes. Looks like he finally got the last pieces he needed. Goldie, go join him. Maybe it's best if he finds out from you.
Way ahead of you.
And he just sort of waves that. Wait! You're gonna need the directions.
Oh, where is the place?
Okay, so he's giving you the directions at this point. So are you going straight? Are you rushing there as fast as you can?
Might as well.
Okay. So as you're rushing there, obviously the people are watching this dragon just running as fast as her legs can go. And obviously it takes you with your pace, you're moving at about, say, it sort of running gets you there in about 20 minutes. So as this is going on, you just see, as Goldie is rushing towards the store, you see the rest of you just see Fern just sort of with his arms crossed and just looking towards the door with a very content smile on his face.
Why are you smiling? And should we be worried?
Well, worried? No. But I think the reason for what's about to happen is going to turn up just about...
I'm here!
Oh, hey there! Look,
Oh, you. Give me a minute.
It would have been nice.
There goes the peace.
Shut up, you midget.
No.
Wow.
Then you... Mental note, don't piss off a tired Goldie.
I just punch her in the face. I don't care.
Hey,
Punch me in the face, I'll fucking burn your hairs off.
Then you just before anything
no,
else.
no.
Before anything
Burn his
else.
beard off.
Are you going for it?
Contemplating.
Okay.
Okay, Chris, move on, please.
Thank you. Okay, so Fern just sort of raises his hand quickly and goes, "That's enough."
Did you happen to bring my bird back with you?
What? That fucking crow? No.
At that point, you actually see the bird fly over Goldie and just go, "Ah, ah," and just perch itself back on the desk and just look back up at Fern at that point.
Never mind.
Found it.
Alright, I'm only gonna ask this once, and then after that, I do not care what happens next. What do you know about the gold dragons of old?
Wait, what? That's what you said, sorry?
To be specific, Caitlin, could you read the note exactly?
And the message says, want to know the golden dragons of old.
So at that point, you just see Fern just sort of scratch his nose a little bit, like, we found the missing piece to help with that, and this is what I wanted to share with all of you, and to tell you what the Black Pen is exactly doing. And with that, you just see his hands clap, and as he does so, the door slams shut.
Oh boy.
You just see the candles begin to dim. And then instead of a golden fire as they normally have, they began to glow blue.
Oh boy.
I see you doing the dramatic effects here. All
As
right,
the door slams loudly, Trilly would like to sort of shriek and pull out a crossbow.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah!
As this is going on, you actually see from one of the nearby bookshelves on the very top floor, as he pulled the terror book there, another book comes out from one of the bookshelves on the higher shelf, and as it begins to float down, it floats over all of your heads and it lands right next to it. And next to it, it just reads Dragon's Tales. You see Fern then sort of just look over and go, now, what I'm about to tell you is information that stays strictly within these walls. If it leaves this and the Black Pen catch wind of this, chances are we are all going to die. Every single one of us.
Joy.
Not just Hope Key, not just all of us, but everyone we know. Everyone we were raised with too.
Yeah, boy.
Okay, I pull out my journal and plan to write it down.
Okay. So, he then sort of walks out from behind the counter and sort of stands sort of next to the front of the counter. And as he does so, he pulls out the book that's labeled Dragon's Tales. And as he does so, he begins to open up the black cover. And he goes, there is a history you should know about these shards. These shards weren't always like this. To be specific, the shards began as a blade.
Blade.
That's correct. And with that, he begins to flick through the pages to find the right page. You can see as he's flicking through that there is like bits of dust that are scattered amongst it and such. But there is still like little bits that you can see and such. But you can make out a good bit of it, at least from what you see. Where's my notes on this again? Ah, here it is. Okay. Okay, sorry. You just see him then pull out the monocle again, but this time he has it a different way. So it's like it's a normal reading monocle. Maybe it's best if it's to explain like this. 6 rulers. 6 mighty kingdoms. Before the wars of age, before even time itself recorded of old, the land of Monu was governed by 6 kingdoms. These kingdoms all were unified with one simple desire: the search for the dragon's key.
Ooh.
The dragon's key was rumored to be a blade that was so strong that it could even cut through mountains, destroy dragons in a single blow, even rip the very fabric of magic and life apart.
Can I just call dibs if we find it?
No.
He looks over and goes, well, that's actually impossible because the blade cannot be reformed.
Damn.
That's
Go
weird
ahead.
time, right?
Continue.
If we somehow do reform it, can I call dibs?
If we do reform it, you can damn well bet I'm gonna cut you with it.
How about we don't use it at all?
Fine.
Fern looks over at Zelia and goes, you are actually quite right. But if you don't mind, would you mind if I continue?
Yes, sorry I interrupted you.
Thank you.
Jot down the notes.
Okay. During the reign of Queen Azumine, Azumine, who governed the kingdom of Azi, decided to task her royal sorcerer, Denzel, to seek out this dragon's key, and basically went off on a quest to discover this. As Denzel went off on his quest, the other kingdoms began to catch wind of this and decided to send some of their best champions, their best knowledge bringers, and their best healers together to try and find the dragon's key. The search, supposedly from history here, and he sort of dust over and such, is rumored to have lasted nearly 50 years. They searched all over Monu. They searched every place they could possibly find.
Here's
That is correct. 50. But as time went on and they began to lose hope, eventually, they managed to find a special ruins. These ruins were simply known as the Treasure's Domain. The domain supposedly lasted to survive even longer than what we knew. Nobody even knows their origin. Nobody even knows how far they go down. But it's within those walls that they found the dragon's key. As he sort of dusts off a bit of the dust as he looks over it. During this ordeal, 2 members didn't survive. Only 4 champions returned with the dragon's key intact. But when they escaped from this very ruins, the blade itself spoke to them. It said to them, "Who is thy champion? Who desires the strength, knowledge, and actions of a dragon? Who desires the will to survive through death's domain? Who desires the knowledge of life eternal?" And as these 4 champions began to discuss between them,
wait, 4 survived. So wait, 4 survived.
4 survived. 2 of them didn't.
Oh, okay, 4. Changing that.
Yep.
Okay, please continue.
You hear horses outside. Sorry, it's the tune, I'm afraid. He then looks over the book again and makes sure he's reading the section. He goes, here it is. The heroes all grasped their hand on it, all proclaiming that they were the mighty champion, claiming that they all had the desire to do so. But as they did so, the blade itself didn't recognize this. This form of unity ended up breaking the blade apart into 6. The 6 then formed into 6 colored stones of black. They had no life in them. Nothing. The 4 champions then returned back, with the kingdom of Azzy carrying 2, and the kingdom and one of the other champions taking another 2 back to his kingdom of Catalyst. It was then...
Let's see where this is going.
It was then that Queen Azumine then proclaimed to the kingdoms of Kalu and Esto, after these stones had been researched for years on end, then decided to wage war on the other 3 kingdoms of Poem, Catalyst, and Strongfelt. It was then revealed that the kingdom of Azzy had discovered the secret of these stones. Dragon magic resided within them. But not just any dragon magic. Ancient dragon magic. Some of the most deadliest magic around, said to rival even the mightiest of spells that all human knowledge has been able to sustain and discover. The war ravaged, and at the end of it all, not one kingdom survived, as the gems all glowed, and 6 dragons appeared from each stone. The time of unity had ended. The dragons raged on. And he then closes the book as he realizes, and he looks over and says, "And I'm afraid the rest of it is too worn out to read, I'm afraid."
Okay, so the pieces turned into dragons. Am I hearing that right?
That is correct. He then looks over and says, "Thanks to your note from that raven, we now know that the kingdoms, that the message is written on there, are the same as the 6 kingdoms mentioned in the story. So it's possible, with the fact they were looking for the Shard of Azzy, they were looking for the dragon that relates to it.
Well, I remember Voro saying they're looking for a particular crystal containing the black dragon.
Yeah, didn't Vora also say that some of the dragons were good and some weren't?
I believe he did.
Because I'm looking at this note. I can't help notice that Azzy is in the black circle.
He then
Unless they were looking for that one.
It's then that he looks over. It's then that that Fern looks over at the Terror book and goes, "You may be onto something." And he pulls the book with terror written on it, and he opens it up, and he sort of looks through the contents. He can see quite a bit. He flicks through a good amount of pages, and he then stops about 3/4 way into the book. And I think I found exactly why. If the dragons are rumored, then I think we know which dragons they're looking for.
Great.
Yeah, because this... I mean, I'm not knocking my bird. I love my new bird. But I get a feeling what they were really looking for was this bit of paper. Because, you know, one message every 2 days, not really that useful, but this.
You may be right.
I think we should burn it.
The statue?
The paper!
You just see the raven look over at you like,
Yes.
Don't worry,
fire.
Bird. You're cool. You get to live for now.
Okay, I kind of teared the notes that I made in my journal and kind of stuff it into the lining in my hat.
So Zelion has the note. Okay.
The notes that I took, anyway.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. It's then that he looks over the Terror book and goes, if it's what I believe it is, then I guess that relates to basically what's in here. And he basically turns the book, and you can see in the book he shows a page of 10 ancient dragons.
Oh boy.
And
And why did you specifically mention the golden dragon to me?
Because the golden dragon is one of the most loyal dragons there is. It's rumored that the golden dragon reveals itself only during the purest of evil's existence.
Ooh.
My guess is the Black Pen are looking for these statues to try and get rid of the strongest dragons while they can, and keep the evil ones for themselves.
well, we can't let that happen.
Concerning you guys all know about this, I'd say you guys are pretty much the ones we can look at for this. And he looks over.
Why us specifically?
It's then that he sort of looks down and just sighs and goes, because you are all champions of what you all showed, and I do not want to see the same mistake as what I did before.
What mistake?
And it's then that he looks back over. There's a reason why I do not carry a weapon. It's because I do not have a desire to fight anymore. And it's then that Fern basically walks up to behind the desk again, and he pulls out a small bit of cloth. And on this cloth, you can see a staff. The staff is also wrapped with something around the hook that is on the top of it. On this hook, there is a bit of fabric. Then he looks over, and you see that the fabric is burned. And it's then that he looks down at you and goes, I was one of those warriors who went to search for the shards.
What?
Hmm.
I got cursed when we touched that blade.
I kind of think
Wait. How old are you exactly?
My age? To be precise, I am 307.
this was 50 years ago, right?
Oh, wait, shit, I looked at that wrong, sorry. Right now he is... Oh wait, no, 50 years ago is when the whole thing with the treating things. No, 50 years was how long the search took. So he is, so I did get that right. So right now he is 307. If you wish to know the truth, the questionable race was started because of the dragon's key.
Oh.
Nuts.
The kingdoms who fought then, it was all the kingdoms trying to search for these shards of each other.
So wait, the race isn't actually a race of people, it's a race to the sword.
Together,
Like an actual race.
he just nods slowly and goes, when we all touched the blade, all the four of us who survived, we all got inflicted with a different curse. All four of us have been inflicted with a curse of never aging. We cannot...
So you're immortal.
Immortal by age, not by blood.
I kind of look over at Fern. Do you all carry monocles?
Not all of us, no. I'm the only one who uses this. In case you wondered about the one from the Talons, I just duplicated my magic and let her have a few. There's a couple running around Hoki. They're not anything bad.
So,
But it's then that he just looks down and goes, I'm worried if I should even say something like this. Basically put, the dragon that wiped out your family, Goldie. He looks over. It was the dragon that resides within the Shard of Azzy.
Why? I thought... I thought one of my kind destroyed my clan.
That is indeed correct. It was because of that traitor. The Kingdom of Azzy basically spoke to Kalu and Esto. Your village, Goldie, was actually a sub-part of the Kingdom of Azzy. You were off the path off along there. It's hard to imagine it, but the traitor was inflicted by some words from the very same warrior who was summoned by Queen Azamine, and now leads the Black Pen.
Christ.
But
Again?
why does this black pen is so convinced of killing everything?
It's the words they tried to inflict me with before, too. They believed that, like all books, there needs to be an end. And when a book reaches its end, you just start a new one. They essentially want to write out everything that's good about this world and make a world exist where they stand on power, where they stand over all. They judge, they rule, they govern, they punish, they kill, they destroy. They do not even look at even a child's eyes and think of mercy. They only see carnage. They only see chaos. They only see loss. They do not see anything else.
And what dragon did they use?
It's then that he looks at the book, just briefly.
Oh, Chris, you're cutting out.
Oh, damn it, sorry. He sort of looks over the book briefly, and he recognizes one of them.
Hold on. Let me just try going in and out of the call.
Okay. Sorry, guys. Check 1, 2. Can everyone else still hear me? Sorry, guys. Okay.
There we go. Yeah, I was having connection trouble.
Okay, so
Sorry,
It was
I
Discord.
had noticed that my voice connection dropped. I don't know how or why.
I think
It was Discord.
it was Discord being a jerk. But anyway. So carry on. So
what were you saying?
that's okay. So anyway, what basically happened? So he looks over. So Fern looks over the book and just then points to a blue dragon. This is the one that destroyed the village. The ancient blue dragon.
So wait, the blue dragons are the ones that are evil and not the black ones?
No.
I'm confused.
The dragons are split amongst different alignments. He then looks over the books and he sort of looks over and things and goes, based on what I know and I remember, black, blue, and red. They are
Red?
Yes. Black, blue, and red. They are 3 of the most diabolical dragons around. And he then looks over on the other page and goes, these ones are some of these are good ones. The ones that came from Porum, Catalyst, and Strongfelt were gold, copper, and silver.
So, wait, who had what?
Wait a minute.
So,
Oh,
sorry,
um,
I'll just
go
specify.
ahead.
It's okay. So I'll just specify, just for the sake of this, so everyone is aware. Azzy had the blue one. Kalu had the black one. Esto had the red one. Porum had the gold one. Catalyst had copper. And Strongfelt had silver.
And you said the gold dragon was
The gold
the
dragon.
strongest of the good ones?
That is correct. Just as the red one is the strongest of evils.
but wait, Bo said they only need one more crystal to get the black dragon. So that
Which is
means
around his Titanus' neck.
we're not sure about that. But from the sounds of it, it looks like they might have already got the blue and the red dragon.
And when you then see Fern.
Blue.
just
I
sort
thought
of-
Titanus had the blue one.
That's where Fern just sort of looks down and goes, then could it possibly that either we're wrong about this or he's got the wrong one? I don't know. This information sounds really sketchy if you ask me, but in the nice way to put this, I think it's best if we don't release that dragon to find out exactly which one it is.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think maybe it might be an idea that we don't leave it hanging around Titanus' neck.
One of us should hold on to it.
I'd be happy to hang on to it.
You just see.
Who better to protect a dragon than a dragon?
Fair point.
Exactly.
Well, then in that case, I recommend you guys try to find the other dragons. If you guys can get these other shards, maybe we can try to at least close them away so that way the Black Pain cannot get them at all. And then we snuff out what's left of them and we take down that traitor. That way this never comes up again.
Agreed.
Oh, most definitely. And and I can't wait to get my hands on the black pen.
He looks over at Trilly. What about you?
Well, I must admit I'm not from around here, but I don't want if these Black Pen people screw up the world, it's going to affect where I come from as well, so I'm in.
He looks over at Mugbeard. And you?
We might be able to use the good dragons for good. I'm in.
Mugbeard has a fair point on that, actually.
That would be probably the wise assumption. And what about you, Zealot? What about you, Bard?
I've said something. What? No. I just shuffle away.
Okay.
My name is Elion.
Oh, Zelion. Sorry, my apologies. I still don't know your names in all this, but perhaps we can get to that later.
It's fine. Wait, I thought you met us at least once before.
I guess the situation calls for formality. You forgot I've been around 300 years.
Fair. Okay, but I don't want to see any. I haven't really been in this town long enough, but I don't want to see it get destroyed. I don't want to see whatever piece they're trying to preserve here get destroyed. So I'll help find these dragons. Definitely.
You then see just this sad little smile that appears on Fern's face, and he actually sheds a tear. That's actually noble of you all to say. I kinda wish our group ended up with the same morality as the rest of you. Maybe things would have been a lot more different.
Is the rest of your group, by the way?
Well, I can tell you that the champions of Catalyst and Strongfelt, sadly, the kingdom champion of Catalyst and Esto, both didn't make it back. As for the others, well, the champion of Azzy, as you know, is leading the Black Pen. As for the others, I'm afraid I don't know what else. I don't know what else I can say. Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't know what else I could say to find him, but if it's anything to go on with what you said that they found the other shards, it's possible that the champion of Esto was probably hanging with them. They were all in an alliance by the end of things, so it could be possible, but who knows? As for Porum, I couldn't tell you where Shangla was. He's probably God knows where by now. It's then that he sort of has a brain stall for a moment. I'm gonna go try to find my old map. If we can get the old map of where the kingdoms are, maybe that can give us a start to maybe looking. Because if they're still looking for some of the other shards, it's possible if we check the kingdoms where they were, maybe we can get a hint.
That's a good
All right,
idea.
I'm already saying this right now. We're not splitting up this time. It's too dangerous. Dangerous.
Why?
Fern,
I say we're not splitting up. So.
Yeah, but why can't we split up?
Because if one of us goes down, no one else will be able to know. And when we try to meet up again, we're going to be missing a couple of people. And odds are, if the Black Pen captures us alive, they're going to try and torture us.
Well, they'll probably torture you. They haven't even touched one hit point from me.
Hey, don't press your luck.
Hashtag don't tempt the DM.
We're not splitting up.
Fern, if the guy leading the Black Pen is the survivor of all this from the Azzy Kingdom, which kingdom are you from?
Me? I'm from Strongfelt.
Wait, what?
The kingdom I resided with. I resided within Strongfelt. That's where I stood. They they came to us trying to get our silver dragon to be tainted. I stood against them. And after that, I was actually ordered to leave. The last thing I saw, it's then that he goes quiet and just tenses up. I'm sorry.
If it's too difficult, you don't have to tell us. This phone keeps going off.
Yeah, it was a phone. I think it might be. Anywho.
Mine.
Oh, fair enough. Anyway, maybe it's. Just give me a bit of time to see if I can find my map. We'll discuss. Right. You guys are staying at the Chalice, right?
Last time I checked, yeah.
Yep. Well, then. I'll meet you guys there in the morning.
Alright, send that Raven for a... Oh, no, you can't. Yeah, just meet us there in the morning.
Don't worry. I'll meet you guys there, and little halfling, I'll be sure I bring back the bird, I promise.
Yeah, I can't do it right now, but if the Black Pim, the last put it in the chest, maybe they were the last ones to sort of turn it on. I might be able to see if it knows anything.
What are you implying?
Well, I can kind of speak to animals, so...
Oh, that's right!
You forgot?
Oh, no, I did know. Oh, I did know. I had this written down, ready to go. I thought ahead this time!
Then you forgot.
Sorry,
You're very pleased with yourself, aren't you?
I am! For once, I thought this through! I'm sorry. Carry on, Aeon. Sorry.
I mean, unless you think that's a bad idea, guys.
I have no issues with it.
Neither do I.
Okay, then it's settled. Do you want to try talking to him now? Sorry, excuse me. Do you want to, do you actually have the ability to talk to him now, or do you have to do a rest up?
I mean, I'm gonna have to get a good night's rest before I can cast a spell again. I think I'm all out. I'm tapped at the moment.
Well, if it's anything to go on, the time right now is about just coming up to about 9 o'clock at night. So by 9 o'clock in the morning, the Raven's going to be turned back to normal. So.
All right.
Okay. Then I'll meet you guys. I'll meet you guys at the Chalice by just as the sun's coming up.
Oh, of course, yeah. We can wait 2 days to be usable again. Bollocks.
All right, let's go back to the Chalice, get some rest, and let's figure this out in the morning. Be prepared for an 0500 morning. All right, we gotta talk to that bird.
Early?
Yes.
Whatever you say, Sergeant Marcus.
Marcus!
Okay.
It's Magnus.
Whatever.
Wait, no, hang on. Sorry,
Who you're referring to?
I've just remembered. Didn't you say this bird goes sort of statue for 2 days?
Once the time limit runs out, yes.
Yeah, so we won't be talking to it.
Hence 0500.
Then maybe if I come by in the morning and give you it, the moment you get some information, talk to the bird, then send the bird back here to me. I'll pass the information to Titanus.
Wait, what
I guess we could do that if you can send it back to me when you're done, sure? Yeah.
Sounds fair enough.
Okay.
Anyway,
we'll do that then.
I'll let you guys get back to that. You guys need to rest.
Yeah, I'm going straight to bed.
Okay. So you guys obviously make your way out. As you do, you see Vern just sort of looking down at his staff. He's sort of just looking over you with still the sad smile and a gentle wave coming off him as he does from his giant furbolg hand. And he then sort of goes back, and as you guys leave, the door closes by itself and just bolts shut.
Cool.
So I presume you guys are going straight back to the chalice?
Yep.
Yeah, quick question, will Titanus be there?
Titanus is at the chalice, yes.
Alright.
Yeah, chalice, basically, Marco, Titanus, and Olga are all there. So, as you guys walk back, you guys take it a bit more, open bar, we'll see. But as you guys make your way back, things are slowly picking down. You see, obviously, some of the Solar Guard lighting up the lights and just sort of getting ready for the evening and such. A couple of them are starting the patrols and things. And as you guys make your way back, you stand at the entrance to the broken chalice. But as you look, you actually don't see the lights are on. On the door, there's actually a sign that says, "Closed for private session."
Shall we knock?
Yes, we've got our rooms here. Where else will we sleep?
I'm not sleeping in that cart again. Still backache from it.
All right, you don't have a room. You can go back to the cart. It's fine.
No! I'm not passing out on that cart again.
Anyway, so as you guys...
I'm just gonna walk through. I'm just gonna walk on through the door and let them figure it out.
Not for the sake of courtesy.
The room that Vory was in is now empty. You can have his room.
I don't even knock on the door. I just barge in.
So as this is going on, so as the door opens up, as Zelion just sort of taps on the door just at that point, Goldie walks straight through the door, and you see that everyone is that the three members in there of Titanus, Olga, and Marco just look over and just a bit of surprise and shock, like, "Oh, don't do that."
Question. It was a note on the door, right?
The note was on the door, yes.
Okay, so I rip it off before she can open it.
Okay, fair enough then. Oh, fair enough.
There was no note.
Oh, fair enough. Okay, fair enough. So you rip off the note as it is. So
I'm so sorry. I had no idea you have this secret meeting.
No, you should have put a note on the door.
I face palm.
You just see Marco just sort of look up with a sigh, just like, well, the note was my idea to be specific, but, well, it was actually sort of just closing up because we figured it was just something for you guys. You guys have been through a lot, so, well, this is actually Olga's idea.
Really?
Olga just looks up at you and goes, "Well, you saved my bar, and you saved my life. Not to mention you threw out that nasty piece of... No, my mum said not to swear, and I shan't swear now. But as a treat, everything's on me tonight. Free food and as much booze as you can drink."
You're
You're gonna be out of booze by the end of the night. I'm just telling you right now.
Well, just be aware though, I do have to open up in the morning, so...
Fine, you'll be half out of booze.
I'm gonna need my my dinner and a mug of drink to go because I need to go to sleep early so I can talk to a bird in the morning.
Fair enough then. Just wait here. I'll go and get it ready then. I didn't want to prepare it just in case because I didn't want it to get cold. So Olga just gets up out of the chair that's just behind the desk and she just walks straight down. And as she walks out, you see Titanus and Marco both look over at you. And as they do so, they look over and they sort of just look and go like, "So, what exactly happened?"
Quite a lot.
Too much to speak of.
We learned stuff.
I'm guessing it's involving this. And he holds up the shard of Azzy necklace that's around his neck.
Yes, I believe yes.
Yes, specifically
Yes.
that actually.
And I was wondering if I could keep that for safekeeping.
He sort of blinks a little bit and just sort of smiles and goes, "How ironic. A couple of hours ago, you were ready to leave, and now you want to stay and help us out?"
When the world is at stake, yes.
That is true.
I don't I come to realize that the world, that somehow the universe just wants me to keep on following these guys, so, might as well just get it over with.
You like us.
Yes.
He just sort of sighs and goes, "Okay, I think that's fair. But I think for right now, let me keep hold of it for tonight. Tomorrow, when we discuss our plan, this will belong to you. I promise."
And I promise I will keep it safe.
And he looks over at the rest of you, and you promise to keep this from falling into the wrong hands.
Oh yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's my top priority.
Yeah, don't trust it with them, at all.
Oh, trust me. If they drink as much as they tell the truth, I think I'm in trouble.
Yes.
We're gonna drink a lot.
At that point, he sort of looks up and goes, "Right, just take a seat. We'll get the food and things ready and stuff like that. Just take it easy tonight. The night is young. The night is all yours, guys." So,
Thank you. Thank you.
Wait, can I walk up to Marco?
sure. It's free. It's free time now if you guys want to do anything. Olga's just sort of preparing the food, so she's going to be about 20 minutes just to get all that ready for all of you and stuff like that. So you guys have about 20 minutes to kill. So I'll find out. So Goldie wants to talk to Marco. Does anyone else want to do anything else while we got this up in the air?
I do. I'm just gonna take a seat at the bar, pull out my journal, and just begin writing something. Just keeping what happened earlier, and just kind of thinking back to the events that happened earlier.
Okay.
Alright, I challenge Mugbeard to a drinking contest.
I was waiting for that. Okay. And Trilly, what about you? Just so I know what we're all doing and such. Are you just sitting patiently? Are you doing anything?
Yeah, Trilly's just going to sit patiently, and she's literally planning to drink, eat, and go to bed so she can
Okay.
get this bird talked to before it dies.
Okay, so first of all, let's do this in the order. So first, Goldie. So Goldie, you basically walk up to Marco, who's obviously there. You see him with his finger sort of stirring the half-filled jug of his beer. He's just sort of looking into it, just sort of contemplating exactly what's gone on. And you can see that his face just looks sort of a mixture between annoyed and upset.
Something on your mind?
He just looks up at you and goes, I just didn't think I'd be killing him after all this time. I mean, a couple of months ago, we were talking about the idea of just trying to find this great treasure, rolling in the dough and everything there. And now look.
You mustn't blame yourself. He was the one that betrayed you.
I know.
And I know that you two were close. And I really am sorry that it had to come to that.
He just looks up to you and he just nods slowly. I know. And I'm still grateful for all you've done. I just honestly don't know what I'm even going to do right now. That's something I haven't even thought about.
Well, what do you have on your mind?
Honestly, and he just sort of leans back in the chair a little bit. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I've never really thought about it. I mean...
Well, you helped us quite a bit. And you helped Titanus. I'm pretty sure he'll be more than happy to help you find your way. And oh, can I give him a hug?
If you want to, it's your free time.
Yay!
Hug.
Thanks.
Aw.
And just know that you're not going to be alone anymore.
He generally seems a bit surprised by the sudden hug, but he just closes his eyes and just relaxes into it, just feeling the warmth of the hug, just knowing that there's actually some comfort in all of this that's just happened today. He then just looks up just briefly and just goes, "Thank you. I genuinely mean it. And know that if there's anything I can do to pay all of you back, I'll do my best and see what I can do. Just, I can't really do much right now."
You don't owe me anything, believe me.
I kind of glance over at Marco, just kind of smile. Then I turn back to my journal, continue writing.
Okay. So as this is going on, right, so Olga sort of comes back with the first bits of food and stuff like that. She sees obviously Magnus and Mugbeard at the bar and goes, "Let me guess. Drink?"
Drink.
Yes?
Okay. Let me just get this sorted out and then I'll get to you two, okay? And with
Yes.
that, he begins to bring the plate over and just starts setting the stuff. She hands one to Trilly to start off with. It's sort of a light one since you're going yourself to sleep, but I'll get you a drink.
Thank you.
And then she walks up to Zelion, who's obviously at the bar as well. And she sort of looks over briefly and can see Zelion just writing. She sort of leans close, like, "What you doing there, sweetheart?"
I kind of glance up. I just kind of glance up and just, I guess just venting my thoughts, emotions. I tend to write journal entries, poetry, just my mind off of all the bad things that happen,
She sort of glances down a little bit. In fact, 1 second, she's going to make a perception just quickly. Okay. She can see like you've already gone through a good amount of your book already. So she can tell you've gone through a lot of this. And she sort of looks up with a sort of smile and goes, "Well, if there's one thing I've always learned about venting and stuff like that, sometimes it's better not just writing them down, but it's what you do after you've written them down. Some express them by yelling it to the top of their lungs what they got on their mind. Some burn the presents and just get rid of it. Others just keep it locked away and they just look back on it from time to time."
Yeah, I guess for me, I normally just write I just write a song, or I listen to a story and I try to put it into song. It's one of the few comforts that I have. It's that my mother valued. She so much, and it was true to love it.
She just sort of nods a little bit. That makes sense.
I can't play anything right now, not until the permit goes through.
It's at that moment that Titanus, who's obviously sort of just round the corner, just sort of helping Olga and such, he overhears this and walks up and goes, "Actually, about that." And he reaches into his pocket just with his free hand and pulls out a small parchment with a yellow ribbon that's wrapped around it.
I reach out and take the paper, giving a thankful nod. In response,
I believe this is what you wanted, so why not get it out of your system?
I just let me finish writing it down real quick, and let me just Get started on a melody.
Okay. So, see, they sort of back away and giving you your piece, and then they go over to the two drunkards.
It hasn't begun yet.
We're not drunk yet.
We haven't even started. Like, you ready, Mugbeard?
No?
No.
Oh. I got the perfect music for this.
Is it what do we do with a drunken sailor?
Nope. No regrets. Okay.
I don't even hear the music.
It is playing. It is playing. There we go. Okay, so let me explain how the drinking game works so you guys are aware. Here's how this works. So, you see Olga coming up and goes, okay, if we're doing this, so you guys are doing an old-fashioned drinking contest, huh?
Yes.
Okay. Then let me explain how we do things here in Hope Key. We play standard rules of a standard drinking game. The rules, so let me explain to you guys how this works. You both will drink. You both will drink your beers at exactly the same time. As you do this, you both roll. Okay, Trilly, we'll get to that in a second. So, here's how it goes. You both will roll a d20. The d20, you must add your proficiency if you are proficient in, let me see, it is off the top of my head, in, Constitution. So you guys will
Yeah,
make a
plus
roll.
that's the plus 2.
Yeah, so what you do is you roll a d20 and you add your Constitution. You both will roll together. The lowest one gets a lose point. The first to 3 lose points is the loser.
Alright.
And if in the case of a tie of a round, we keep going until we get the 3.
So we'll be very drunk by the end of the night.
Okay, so you see Olga go, okay, well, by our standard rules, I have to give you guys your choice of drink, so would you both like the same one, or would you like the one that you're used to? Or else, would you like to choose, or would you like to have special?
Special? What's in your special?
She then sort of reaches over, and the casket space where you removed one, the one that's just after it, she taps this battle. She does this large barrel casket and goes, This is known as the Crimson Heart.
You have my attention. What is it?
Beer?
What is the Crimson Heart?
The Crimson Heart is a very strong beer.
I will take the strong beer.
Supposedly, just before I should warn you, it's so strong that they said that if you drink so much of it, you could even forget your own breathing.
Mugbeard?
That's nothing new.
All right.
You want to drink that?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm in. We're both having the same thing. We're doing the Crimson.
All right, then on your head be it. All I warn you is this is your own warning, not me.
All right. Let's
So,
get this done.
as this is going, obviously the noise is getting there and everyone's sort of looking over and such. So at this point, she pours 2 large glasses and passes them your way. All right, on the count of 3, you drink the whole glass. If even one speck comes back out, you lose. Do we understand?
Yes.
10 gold on Mugbeard.
Hey!
10 gold.
I was drunk when I got here, damn it. He should be betting on me instead.
10 gold on there. How special. Okay, 10 gold on Mugbeard. Do we have any other takers?
I think I'm gonna head off to bed before this gets any more crazier.
No bets?
I'm just I'm not gonna take my chances.
Wow. Wow, no confidence here.
Marco just sort of raises his hand. Fine. 20 on Magnus.
Thank you.
All right, Marco.
Why not?
Alright then, I'll bet 50 on Magnus.
Whoa! 70 to 10, so 80 at stake. Alright.
You get a big spender.
Just so you know, the rules of the betting, though, just to go on. Half of it goes to the house as a privilege for the beer, the other half goes to the winner. Do we both understand?
Yes.
Okay, so the winner of this gets 40 gold. So, with that, drink! Okay, boys, both roll! So, roll a d20, add your constitution, go! That's 15 to 4. Okay, so as you both drink, Mugbeard, in no effort, drinks down the glass just instantly there, slams it on the desk, sort of just giving a slight little so sort of get used to the taste. And you can taste this really strong liqueur. You can feel it burning your mouth just a little bit in the back of your throat in the process. This is the first time you both have drunk this, so you guys are going into this with hardly any knowledge of this. And Magnus takes this a little too fast, so it begins to burn him just a little bit more. That's a lose point for Magnus.
Reminds me of home and my beer from there.
Okay.
All right.
So
Come on, Magnus. Where's your 20, mate?
Here we go
And
again.
you see Marco,
All right.
you see Marco looking over at Mugbeard going, Mugbeard, I thought you were a lot more weaker than this. Come on, man. I thought you could at least let me have one bit of fun right now.
I ignore him.
Okay. So Olga just pours the next 2 glasses, slide them both your way. Okay, boys. Ready? Drink! So,
Yes!
Mugbeard with an 8, Magnus with an 20. Okay, so
There's a 20, boy.
yeah, there's our 20, boys. So with that, Magnus, after your first attempt at drinking, you've learned how to take this at a proper pace, and you begin to slowly sip this and enjoy the taste. You begin to enjoy it, even though the burning is still there. It does slightly cringe a bit at you, but it does sort of feel kind of nice. Whereas for Mugbeard, he suddenly got a little cocky and drank it a little too fast, and the burning suddenly begins to get into his throat, almost similar to what you've got, Magnus. That's a loss for Mugbeard. That's 1-all.
Oh,
That's 1-all.
Come on, Moggy, you still got this.
Tastes good.
let's. How you doing over there, Mugbeard?
This is great.
It is great.
Viewers in the chat, place your predictions. Who do you think will win, Magnus or Mugbeard? Let's see how this goes. All right, so with that, Olga begins to pour the next 2 glasses and slides them down to you. All right, boys, drink.
Nuts!
6 to 4. Oh!
Ah, no!
Wow, this is close. Did we both fail?
No.
No.
Basically,
I
the
win.
higher one
Oh
gets
right.
the win.
Oh yeah, the higher one gets it. So I
Dungeons
lost.
and
that one.
Drinking.
So it's now 2-1. So it's 1-2 at the moment.
Yeah, so you're both drinking and then the burning is affecting you both, so you've learned to take this a bit more slowly. But because of the recent burning, Mugbeard knows the pain and is starting to take it a little more cautiously. But you both are beginning to cringe a little bit as you didn't exactly take that sensibly. You took it slow, but not sensibly. It's a loss for Magnus as he begins to suddenly go. The burning is sort of getting to it. That's 2-1 to Magnus. 2-1 to Magnus. Magnus, the next loss is.
I know.
All right. You see Olga just looking, going, this is getting interesting. She pours the glasses again and slides them down. Okay, boys, and drink!
Nuts!
Again, it's a tie! Both
What?
for 6! Both for 6! You both drink again, and you sort of just look over at each other with a weird intent in your eyes, but your eyes are beginning to turn bloodshot red, almost like as if you've been rubbing
I'm
them
gonna
for
quiet down.
3 hours.
Gosh.
You can
Come
feel
on, Moggy, don't choke.
You feel the burning, and it's beginning to slur your voices quite a bit.
So I don't have an issue.
Yeah, but
Go.
you don't.
Okay.
Maybe.
Go.
Olga just looks and goes, here we go again. Slides him down. Round 5! Drink!
Your face
22
looks
to
funny.
12.
Oh my god!
Oh.
He got a natural 20!
Wow. Natural 20, Mugbeard?
No, it's 19.
19.
Holy crap, I lost.
Okay, so with that, Mugbeard, in your overconfidence to go straight for it, to go for the finishing blow, you stand up on the very stool that you sat, you pick up the glass, and you just chug it in one go and go, fuck it, and just go for it. Magnus, in seeing this, you thought, okay, I'm gonna try. You slowly stand up with the glass in your hand. You actually begin to wobble on the stool, and as you begin to drink it, you actually touch the back of your throat with the concoction again, and it burns you more and more. And in the process, as you feel the pain, you sort of stutter back in shock, and you fall backwards right onto the floor.
I'm glad I'm wearing my armor right now.
Yep. So you
I
do
could just, oh no,
So-
can you imagine like See, before he fell, I was like, I'm so glad I'm wearing my armor right now. Boosh.
Yeah. Okay. So with that, Mugbeard stands triumphant of the drinking contest.
I'll have another one.
Oh yeah.
Olga just sort of goes over and goes, I know what you're like, dear, but unfortunately the rules of the house is once the drinking game is done, you guys don't drink anymore till a night's sleep.
That's bullshit. Where's the nearest pub? Let's go.
This is the nearest pub.
Magnus, we go to another pub. This one sucks.
So Mugbeard is actually slurred. Despite being resistant to poison, he is at least drunk off his head.
Well, that was
Can I
certainly
be sleeping on the
interesting.
floor?
I'm going to head off to bed.
I'm asleep. I passed out on the floor, right?
I'd say so. It depends if you feel passed out there.
Yeah, I fell on I'm passed out on the floor.
Which,
Unless
kick him in
Moonraven
the
can
side.
call me to the next bar, I'm on the floor.
so Olga just sort of looks over at you, Goldie, as you're walking up to bed and such. Are you ready for bed, dear?
Yeah, it's been quite a long day, and I would also prefer if no one disturbs me, if that would be all right.
Yeah, that makes sense. She looks over just at Zelion just for a moment. What about you, dear? How are you doing?
I kind of think I look at the permit. Then I kind of look at what I've written, at the poem I've written, which by this point I've finished writing it.
Have you finished it, dear?
Yeah.
Hey, Goldie, dear?
Hmm?
Before you go, do you think you could at least listen to Zelion's little piece that he's just done? I think it's best if, everyone's around to hear this, so we can all comfort
Well,
together.
everyone that's sober, that is.
That's
I mean,
fine.
technically I'm here, I'm just asleep.
Yeah, technically. You just see Titanus look around the corner, just like... Typical.
Alright, I'll have a listen.
Okay.
Need to roll a performance check.
Yeah, make a performance check for the music that you've got on this. Hold on. Are you doing this as a song or a poem?
As a poem. As a poem.
Then you don't need to roll one. If it's a song, then yes. If it's a poem, no, because you're technically speaking it. So you'll be all right with that.
All right. Well, I'm probably still gonna use my lute anyway.
Okay, so you're just gonna give it a strum. Okay, so you just pull out the lute from your bag and just give it a gentle, just sort of just tuning it so you can just find your piece into the moment and such.
Oh.
I have a layer if you have a note sheet. In other words, Mugbeard to join in.
This can only go wrong.
I kind of put my hand up and shake my head, just like, nah, I need to do.
Can I just sit straight up like Mugbeard singing?
Oh.
Oh.
Alright, but...
Okay. So with that, Titanus just sort of looks over and goes, go ahead. The stage is yours.
All right. I stand up. I stay seated, and I kind of strum on my lute. Right. Okay. Just this one's going to be a bit long. This one I called The Three Ravens. A few more strums just to kind of like three young ravens perched high on their branch flew together as a flock. Raven true to heart were brothers and would not mock. They flew as one. The oldest led the way. Content to fly, the youngest sought out their prey. I strum a few more, setting a different tone. Then along came a hunter, cold and dark. Some flame. With just one shot, the oldest raven was burnt to ashen game. 2 remaining birds, their eyes lit up in fear. He promised no harm would come to them, if his bidding they did adhere. I strum a few more times. Did as were told, their fearsome might did grow. Those came to them, and struck them down so low. One was caged up tight, the youngest one lay crippled. Little bird had a healer's touch not rippled. The middle bird, into revealing his plight. Promise of aid, the ravens once more took flight. Hence another hunter took to seek claim to a prize. Sapling knew they couldn't trust menacing eyes. Goldie and Trilly for a brief moment before continuing.
You just see Titanus just briefly just perched up as he sort of understands what's going on.
A difficult choice was woefully made. Was ahead, until the youngest hunted raven. Instead, what he had done, his mind was all a blurry. This was snatched right up in a quick and hastened flurry. More times to kind of add emphasis. The middle raven could fly no more. Descend, and his broken wings, so the raven could fly again. The youngest one flew through the sky into a broken chalice, bringing harm and fear. His heart was filled with malice. I kind of slow my pacing at this point. Even brought on the pain and horror until he became so trite. The deed was done. He settled in for the night. Came and clipped his wings, and much to his dismay, the dragon blew the fire down, settled the fray. Kind of strum a few more times as I reach the conclusion. Read the lesson here. Be careful of whom you trust. For the ravens here, there once were 3, have turned to dust. And just kind of look up.
Bugbeard claps.
Yeah.
I clap as well.
Kind of,
That
I get it
was-
down.
That was very nice.
That was well.
Thanks.
That was well said, Zelion.
Can I get up and clap too? Or
Oh, you're asleep.
Okay. He just gets off whole clap too. No, you're asleep. Okay. But you just see Marco just stand up and just look to you for a moment and just with a gentle nod just nods and goes, "Thank you."
I nod back. A bit of a small smile on my face.
That was very well said. And though it was nice that you related to us, I never thought that they'd be writing tales of me as a raven, of all things.
Yeah. Yeah. I try to make it symbolic. I hope you don't mind.
Not at all. I appreciate that. And with that, Marco just sort of bends down and just grabs the remainder of his glass, and he raises it up in the air just towards the roof and goes, "If I may, to comrades, you all shown such loyalty to me. Though it isn't much to say, I want to say thank you. to all of you, to the kindness of the cleric, to the kindness of the ranger, to the gentleness of the bard, to the strength of the monk, and the nobility of the half-orc. He just sort of sighs and goes, "He got it, I know he did." And just raises up and goes, "To here."
Okay. I raise my glass. To come.
I got no beer. I can't. Just imagine I said.
Olga just pours one and just passes it here. For the sake of it, go ahead.
Nice. Cheers.
Even though I don't drink, to comrades.
Okay.
Now, if you don't mind, I think it's best if I head off to bed.
Yeah, I'll attempt to just drag Magnus to a bed.
Okay, fair enough. So
An
you
8.
guys go off. So as this is Mugbeard with a strength 8 check, you can sort of drag him across the floor, but because of the steps, you literally, because how fast you're pulling him, you ram his head against the 3 steps that lead up to it. Just like
That's fine.
So with that, so from what I got here, Trilly, you said you wanted to have a little word with Zelion, right? Was it Zelion you wanted to speak to?
To here. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, to Zelion. Okay.
It's alright. Never mind, it can wait till the morning.
Also, do you think I could go?
It's all right. We're just coming to the end.
Oh
of
no,
this.
no! I was gonna say because I wanted to say something, but at
Oh.
the same time, I'd like to say it while in the room.
Yeah, go ahead. If you want to say it, go ahead.
All right. So I'm just gonna like say that I just walk into the room that I'm gonna stay in
Okay.
and lock all the doors.
So you just go in and.
And no one's outside.
No.
Okay, good, because I wanna I wanna say this. So the Black Pen think by using the dragons they can undo the world. Well, two can play at that game. And when I find those dragons, I'm gonna make sure the Black Pen burn. After all, in order to rise from the ashes, a phoenix must burn. There we go.
Well, damn.
Okay. So, Trilly, you're all right for the morning, you said, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. So, with that, you guys have all had your food. You guys have all relaxed and enjoyed yourself for the evening. And as this goes on as such, Titanus just sort of comes up to Marco, just pats him on the shoulder and goes, "Come on, you can come back to mine tonight." And they're like, "Okay." And Marco, just as he's sort of just about to leave, he turns up and yells down the corridor to all of you, "Good night, everyone!" Okay. So with that, as the time ticks down to the evening, you all make your way into the rooms. You all lock up and get yourself ready, and Olga just finishes up for the evening. And she basically turns off the lights, and about within the hour, everybody is fast asleep. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Alrighty then.
So that's where we're going to end
Cool.
tonight. So, well done, everybody. That was well played. That was some good moments on that one. Well played, everybody. So, with that...
Oh, what did you think of my bit?
Oh, you all...
Yeah, you were great.
I could say everyone did good. Magnus and Mugbeard with your beloved little drinking game was a hilarious sight. Well played. Trilly, your cowardness really showed there, and your attention to detail with the halfling compared to the full bog. That was exactly what I wanted to have happen. That was very good. That was good. Goldie with her compassion and obviously her, "Nope, I'm still being my way. Oh, fine, I'll play with this." And Zelion with the poem. I actually quite like that.
Yeah, I've got to listen to that again after we're
Me
done with
too.
it.
Yeah. Zelion, I will say...
Yeah.
Adele, post the lyrics in our D&D group so everyone can read it on here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Hold on.
Okay.
Need to copy and paste real quick. It's quite a read. So
Yeah, or you can just post it in the Discord one for all them to see. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, the perception has now gone dry, and I'm afraid to say, the perception has gone blind. So with that said, guys, that is all for tonight's live session. I hope you guys have had a blast. We've had a blast, right, guys?
Yeah, we had a blast.
Glad to know everyone's enjoyed it.
Loved it.
So,
I know
next,
I did at least. I don't know.
So our next adventure, guys, it will be the morning where everyone is going to now decide the next course of action. So, what intrepid quest will await our heroes? Will they storm one of the cities to try? Will they storm a city to maybe try find a gem? Will they work up the information to get to find the next clue? Or will there be a revenge ploy to go for first? We'll have to wait and see exactly how this goes. So for now, guys, if you were charged with joy with this stream, be sure to hit the subscribe button and be sure to hit the follow right here on Twitch as well. Tomorrow, Pokemon Soul Silver will be starting for JCG, and I will be handling that one. Oh boy.
Woohoo!
We'll have a lot of fun with that one. But with that said, I will see you there. But so for now, it is goodbye from Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers. It's goodbye from Aeon.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Chopper.
Later.
It's goodbye from Raven.
Bye.
It's goodbye from Caitlin. I think she had to go, I think.
Alpha's
Did
good.
she have to go? Oh, Alpha already left then. She literally had
Yep.
to leave then. Okay, fair enough
Yep.
then. And it's a goodbye from Dell. Okay, fair enough then. Alright, but with that said, guys, this is Brownie of the Joy Charge Gamers, signing off on Let's Play Live Dungeons & Dragons. Stay charged and catch you all later. Goodbye!
Bye. And
Bye.
right then.